the completion status that we use. I will just show you like how we set that up, and after that I will explain you about like how to configure templates. Okay, like for organization goals, like the one that we create. Okay, how we create that. Okay, how we create employee goals. Okay, how we can edit uh, those organization goals and the employee goals. Okay, and what are the prerequisite for that. Okay, so first I will be starting with the completion status. Okay, there is a task named as maintain goal completion status. Okay, in the next step you will see like where we are going to use this status that we will be creating. Okay, I'm not creating anything. Like once you have the access, okay, we have seen this. Okay, I'm just showing you this again. I will not be creating anything, but I will the reason why I'm showing you this, because in the next step you will be able to see like where we have to mainly use this. Okay, like in the last session I explained like how to create the various completion status. Okay, usually this is something which we have to configure at the initial stage. Okay, the one you can see like what are the various stages that has been in use. Okay, so this is how mainly we create. So like whatever task I am showing you, it will be good if you can go through and you can create each and every task. So as I mentioned in the previous sessions, so you'll be able to relate it. So if we talk about this performance management, especially in the talent side, it's pretty much straightforward. But yes, we should be able to make changes like if there is any need from the client perspective. So it's not that much lengthy topic, I would say. But yeah, if you follow the step-by-step process, you'll be able to understand it. Okay, there is one more task. Okay, where we can create the template rule. Okay, and we can define the various conditions. Okay, like for an example, if I want to create any template rule that I want, which I want to use in the automation level or maybe employee level. Okay, so we can name it anything and we can define any specific condition. Okay, I will just do one thing. I will create one status. Okay, for an example, completed. Completed or incompleted, whatever you want to do. Okay, let me see if there is anything. See, there is already an existing one. So are you aware of this copy condition? So this all are the condition that has already been created, which can be used for the goal template. Okay, for different rules that is defined. So like if I just go and check on this completed option. Okay, see, this has already been created. Okay, and in Workday we cannot create same thing with same name. Okay, so for an example, you are going to create anything. That is the reason I just suggest you to use your name initial. Okay, so you can see at the below the rule condition that you are seeing. Okay, this is, we can select the source field. So one more thing that I want to highlight you, like in which scenario we use this copy condition rule. Okay, if there is something which is already there and I want to use that. Okay, because see, if I am not, I will just redo it. If there is any eligibility rule, okay, that we want to create it, Like for an example, I will give you. There is one eligibility rule that I want to create for the employees who belongs to some management level role. Okay, I will give you an example. Like I want to get the details of those employees who belong to United States. Okay, and at the same time they belong to the management level of maybe director or manager or something like that. Okay, so in that scenario, what we can do is we can use this copy condition rule. Have you, I hope you might have created eligibility rules for different scenario. Have you created it or any idea?
Eligibility rules, I don't know.
Okay, I will just give you an example here, like create. So there are various eligibility rules that we create. Okay.
Okay.
Like you can see here, we have eligibility rule related to benefit, compensation, notice period, student, time tracking, invoice. So there are various eligibility rules that we create depending upon the use that we want to create. Okay. Right now, I'll give you an example of compensation eligibility rule.
Okay.
This is not related to talent. Okay. I'm just giving you a reference so that you are able to understand like why we create an eligibility rule. So for an example, I want employees who are manager and worker belonging to United States and having management level of manager. Okay, so for an example, I want employee, okay, only those employees who are manager and who belong to management,
Yes.
who are manager, who belongs to management level of manager, and they are only for United States. Like I want to give bonus plan. Okay, I want to give some bonus. Okay, only to those people who are from United States and who are only managers, not to any other people. So what we will do for that, we create an eligibility rule. Okay, so this is the description that you can write as per your convenience. Okay, usually that is being given by the manager. Okay, so here first of all, what I will do is I will define first the location and the manager. So you can see here and or operator. For an example, here, which condition you think it should be going? And condition or condition?
And
Why?
We are looking for the people having management level as manager, and the person should belong to US location, right?
Yes.
Both should be
Correct.
right.
Yeah. So I hope you got. For an example, if there would have been a different scenario, like I want to create an eligibility rule to get all those employees who are either from US location or at manager level. Okay. Like for an example, there is a bonus plan for which all the employees belonging to US are eligible, and at the same time, all the managers working around the globe are eligible. So in that scenario, we will keep our condition. But here we want someone who belongs to United States and they're having a management level of manager. So talking about the source field here, first of all, we will select the employees who are belonging to United States. So from here in the field, okay, we have to select a source field which gives us the location United States. So here we are talking about country. Okay, So I will just type country. There will be so many fields that will be reflecting here. So the one that you are seeing right now, this all are manually created. Okay. I will choose only the one which is Workday delivered. So how you can check that? If you select this country, if you click on this action menu that we have, can you see anywhere written as Workday delivered? It's not.
No.
It is someone who has created manually, which is the reason why it is reflecting. So how you can select a Workday delivered? Just scroll it down. I will show you a symbol that will pop up from where you can define. See, can you see all this symbol?
Yes.
If you click here, can you see here field source Workday delivered?
Yep.
That is one mainly we will prefer. So here we are going to create an eligibility rule related to compensation. Okay. So let me see. There was some which went up. The Workday delivered one. So this is the practitioner. That is the reason why you are seeing so many. And the ideal scenario, it will not be there. So just the one is country of location primary. See, we have one country of location primary. If you want to know more detail, just click on this and you will get to know. You can see here in the description where there is a primary location, return country of the primary location, otherwise return same value of all countries of location. This is the one we have. Let us check for other. Country of location primary compensation. Payroll, we are not creating anything related to payroll, so we will avoid that. Primary address country. If you click over here, if you go through the description, it will the country from the worker's primary home address. Okay, this is going to give us the result, okay, of the country wherever the worker primary home address is. So that is what mainly we want. If I select the before one as well, it will give me the desired result. Okay.
Okay.
But whenever you are selecting anything, okay, specific related to country for compensation, go for this one. Why this one? I will tell you. The other one that we have, let me see if we have any other. No, we don't have. I will show you why not the previous one that we saw. So we can select anyone. That is not going to matter here. But I will tell you. Country of location primary. This is what this is saying is where there is a primary location, means wherever there is a primary location, returns country of the primary location. Means if any employee is having any location, okay, it is going to return me the country of wherever that location is belonging. For an example, if I give you an example of Ontario. Ontario is in which country? It's in Canada. So this is going to select the location. After that, it will redefine, okay, and then it is going to give us the result. Okay, so if you select any of them, there is no issue. You can select whichever one you want. Okay, and if you want to test it, like how you can. So whichever one you are selecting, at the end result, you should get the desired country. Okay. Primary address, I'm selecting this. In the relational operator,
Equal.
I will select any in the selection list. Like whatever I am selecting here, that should be the output. in the comparison value, like whatever field you're using, you should get the country, because that is what for which we are creating this rule. So you have to type here United States. See, you can see here United States of America. So this is what we are looking for. So what this row is going to do, this is going to give us the result of the country. Okay, so we have shortlisted the employee who belongs to country of the United States. Now we will come to the workers who belongs to management level of manager. So for that, I will add one more row from here. So if you click on this arrow, this plus and this plus, what will be the difference? This is the basic thing. If you click here, okay, a row will be added above. If you click here, a row will be added below. Okay. Yeah. So as this is an AND condition, so whichever you are going to choose, there is going to be no effect. So now we are going to talk about management level. See, this one, there are so many management level, but wherever you see this symbol, okay, that is mainly delivered by Workday. So you don't have to go here and check the field source. You can just see the symbol and you'll be able to understand. So see, we have management level compensation. You can select, and again, as usual, we'll select for any in the selection list, and I will select manager here.
What do you mean by what do we mean by any in the selection list here? Okay. Is it so related? Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I was just adding on to that. Is it equivalent to what we say is equal to, or does it mean something else?
So see, you have so many options. Like, for example, I will show you. I have selected manager. Okay, I got manager here. I will add few more. CEO. I will add vice president. So here, any in the selection list means this is the selection list that we have, the comparison value. So this is going to give me the result of anyone. Suppose if he's a manager, he will give us the output as a manager. If he's a CEO, so he is going to, this relational operator is going to select anyone from the comparison value that we have. Okay, for an example, okay, I will give a reverse scenario. If I want to select all other employees who is not a manager, what I will do? Rather than selecting all the other management level that I have, what I can do? I will go to the relation operator.
Not in the selection list.
None in the selection list. Okay. And I will select here manager.
Good.
So what this is going to do is, apart from manager, whatever is going to be there, this is going to give me the result. You got it?
Yep.
In the same way, we have other options as well. Like is empty, is not empty. If there is some specific value, okay. So if we want to get the result as an empty, like whichever, for whichever thing, for whichever management level, there is no management level defined. So this will give me that result. Did you get this?
Yes, yes.
So this was about like in which scenario, like how we create the eligibility rule and why we create it. So eligibility rule is completely created based on the requirement that we have. Okay.
Okay.
so now I will close this. It is creating goal template. The reason why I gave you an example of that eligibility rule, because here the condition that we are going to create. So this is how mainly we create the condition. Okay. So there are various conditions that is already created for this template one. Okay. So which you can copy from here. I just gave you an example. Mainly here we create completed, or if there is any desired result that we want. Okay. For in case of completed, you can just check. See, completed is nothing but a status. Okay. And this is what this has been selected. Okay.
Okay.
So this is how we create the template rule. So you can create a few template rule like completed, incompleted, something like that. Okay. Now, in the performance management, you might have seen the goal period. Okay, like for which time span we are creating. Okay, so like maintain goal. See, this is the one that you were saying that we were having. We do not have any for 2022. Okay, so you can do one thing. As you can see, this normal, this one T9 L2 goal period. So this is something that someone has created. Okay, so you can create here your own. Okay, for example, you can just give a name of 2022 goals. You can just give us the same as. So for an example, the goal period that you are going to define for organization goal. So in the description, you can just write the name as organization goal. Okay, which we will be using as we go forward from here. And you can just define the name here, like first off 01012022, and then you can define here as 12/31/2022. Okay, and this is how you can create the goal period that you have seen. Okay, now I will show you like where we are going to use this. So like as I was discussing in the previous session, like how we create organization goals. Okay, like in the performance we were talking about, like there would be some organization goals as well as employee goals, but that is something that we as a consultant we have to do. Okay, the end user who are working on this, they will not be doing it. Okay, so now we are going to talk about like how to create organization goals. Okay, any doubt, any questions here?
Nope, it's quite straightforward.
Okay, so there is a task named as manage organization goal. This is the one. Yeah. So in this manage organization goal, what you can do is you can either delete, okay, the organization goal that is set up, or you can add a new one. So okay, like if we talk about organization, there will be so many organization specific. For an example, for any one specific organization, if I want to create. Okay, so what are the prerequisites here? Okay, so mainly what you have to do is you have to select any of the organization for which you want to create this goal. Like for an example, for US entities is completely a different organization. For India, it's different. For different countries, it is different. In some scenarios, for in North America, Canada, and US comes into the same one. Okay.
Yep.
So for an example, I can select here. Let me see if there is something that I have created. See, this is one of the organizations that I have created. But here I have not defined the other one that I have created. Okay, this is the one that I have created. Okay, this is automatically giving me this one. Okay, so mainly what you have to do is you can, as of now, as you have not created any organization, so you can select some random organization which is already there in the system. Okay, and you can just define the goal period, whichever one you want. Suppose if you created someone else, anyone else, so you can add the period that we just saw, like how to create it. So here you will be getting the desired result, and you can just select it. For an example, right now I'm just going to create this 2022 one. So this is how you can create different organization goal. Okay, so this is the main window that will come. Okay, in terms of the organization goal, and from here you can add the goal. Okay, for all the organization which we have selected. Okay, so like as you saw in the initially, right now I am going to assign this goal from the organization perspective for this Alpha Finance and HR organization. Okay, like this, if I am going to select the topmost of the supervisory organization, it will get assigned to each and everyone. If I want to set an organization goal for any specific supervisory organization, I can select that organization and I can define the goal. Okay. So here you can add multiple goals that you have. Okay, you can give the name. And here, like as you can see, like who all are going to support this. Okay, this both are the you can say the higher supervisory organization of this Alpha Finance HR, like this one. Like who all are going to support this specific organization goal that we are going to create. Okay. And talking about this initiative, you can create any new initiative. Suppose for example, you're creating this goal, maybe because of there is some new initiative that has been taken from the organization perspective. Okay, maybe to give some idea or knowledge to any specific thing. Okay, so on that basis, you can create it. Okay, or if there is already an initiative that has been going on, okay, which you want to select, so you can do. But as this is for your practice, it's better you create a new initiative from your side. So you can create maybe 4 values of the company or something, whatever you want. And who is going to be the owner of this initiative? There will be someone from the company. Okay, so you can just select the owner. Okay, what is the importance of this initiative that you have created, whether it's critical, significant, or important. This reporting currency, this is not mandatory. If that is going to have any effect in terms of the currency, you can define here, or else you can just leave that as a blank. Percent complete. Okay, so you have to keep it as 0 for now. Okay, and talking about supports organization goals, so like which other organizations that you want to support this one, you can just add it. if there is any supporting project, okay, maybe related to this initiative, because there might be a scenario where you are taking an initiative, okay, for a goal that you are going to assign, maybe from, like, for an example I will give you, like, there was an XYZ company, okay, they wanted each and everyone to be uh, agile certified, okay, like whatever employees that they have in the company wide, they assigned a goal, okay, they created an initiative that by 2024 each and every employee that is working in the company, there should be agile certified, like agile methodology we have, okay, this should be well versed with that, like how it works, how things happen. So if there is some initiative like that, so you can create here and you can define, like if there is any specific supporting project, like for an example, there is any specific requirement for any like right now we have selected finance and HR department, okay, if related to them there is a project which is going on, or maybe a new project that is coming up, and for that they want to define they want to create a goal so that everyone is in line when the project starts, okay, so this is what we can create. Just a second, let me put my laptop on charge.
Sure.
So mainly what will happen is, so all this data will be given to you by the client, okay, right now if they are not using Workday, still they will have some organization goal like each and every company has, okay, only what mainly you have to do is you have to configure that in the tenant so they can use it, okay.
Okay.
So mainly there can be multiple goals that you can add, and there might be some goals which is already there, which the client do not want to use it. So you can delete it from here. You have that option. Okay. Private means if that is specific, private means only few people selecting this option means the organization goals can only be seen by the members of the organization chain. Okay. If you are going to click on this checkbox, what this is going to do is only, like if we have some goals, organization level goals, okay, like we are creating this goal only for finance and HR department, okay. If we have not checked on this box, so this goal will be visible to other person as well, okay. But if we want to restrict that, just we can click over here, because this is something which the client will tell you, okay, or as a consultant we have to ask them whenever we are going to do any implementation, like whether you want this goal to be visible to everyone or only to the workers who are assigned to that.
Okay.
Okay. And the next one, as there is no goal, okay, like here you saw the organization goals that we can create. So in the similar way, one thing that I want to tell you, there are so many tasks, okay, it's not that easy to remember. So if you are willing to create something, you will just use the word create and whatever you want to create, okay, you will get the result, like maybe organization equal type. So there will be so many. So you will have a hint like whatever you are willing to create. So from if you want to view something, view some task, okay, you can just go on the view option and you will be able to save. And there is one thing, the setup that we have to do in the tenant, okay, related to goal on the organization profile. Okay, so normally you can go to the tenant setup. Okay, I want to go to system. Okay.
What is this tenant setup?
So you can see here. So tenant setup, like whenever, so like you can see here the default values that you can see, like what is the default currency for this tenant. Okay, this is GBP. So the client that we are seeing here, maybe the headquarters is based in European country. But see, this is the practice one, so people have changed it because default currency is GBP and default country is United States. So this will not be the real time scenario.
Yeah.
If you see this in the client tenant. Okay. So the time, like you can see, like whichever tenant we are configuring, like we have tenant, like suppose for people who are from India location, they will be having a different time zone. Okay. People belonging to US will have a different time zone. You can see here the time zone is Central Time, Chicago. Okay. So this all things are set up here. Okay. And if you talk about the Workday refresh that happens, okay, so that goes on maybe the Pacific time zone, ideally, the different clients that they set up. So that is completely up to them, like how they are going to set up. So if you see, so these are the basic things that get set up in the tenant. Like what are the languages in which you want this to be, like as you can see here, right now you're able to see in English. Okay.
Yep.
If the whole tennis is translated to maybe some German language for European countries, so when they will log into this, they will be able to see in German language. So different languages that we can set up. So if you can see here, the tenant setup. See, for business process, for financial, for global, for HCM, for integration. So for each and every task, okay, we have a tenant setup, like in whichever way we want, whatever the preferences are. So all these things happen at the initial stage. Okay, there are so many things. Okay, so when you have an access, when you get an access to the tenant, you can just go through all this one by one. So you'll be able to understand. Like you can see what are the sequences that they are using. So each and everything is defined there. So mainly, any new consultant actually who has been started supporting or started working on Workday recently, okay, they just have to go and edit little bit based on the requirement they get. But at the initial stage, okay, whenever a new configuration happens, okay, at that point of time, the consultant, each and everything is discussed with the client or whatever their requirement is, they understand it, and based on that, they set up the tenant. So the tenant will be different for each and every client. Okay. So whenever you will do any new implementation, at that point of time, there will be BRD document, business review document. Okay. And in that, you'll be able to see all these details that you can see here.
Okay. So just one question. Whatever we are seeing right now, set up the tenant. Is it all about this tenant which is already existing, correct? Which you are working on or which we logged in?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm not able to understand your question exactly.
Actually, I'm seeing all these things for the first time because reason being we have three tenants with us, but problem is not the problem, but there are different access levels where we don't have all these accesses to set up the tenant or to do
Sorry.
any
I was
kind of.
not able to get you. Can you please repeat?
Okay. What I was saying, that I'm seeing all these things for the first time because we have three tenants with us, but because of access, because of different ISUs, we don't have all these accesses on our tenants. So this is something I'm seeing for the first time. We don't even have access to see these details. Configuring is a different level, but we don't have access to
the
even
three
see
tenants
these
that you referred, okay.
things.
So are you telling that like we have like for there is one client, okay, like LinkedIn, okay. LinkedIn is a client. They have three different tenants. Like one is the production, one is the sandbox, the other one is
Right.
review. Are you referring to that, or you are having?
Yes. I'm referring to that.
So see, like if I talk about the consultants, okay, who support, they have so many access when compared to any employee. Okay, like if you talk about a normal broker, he will not be having access to all these things because if in case he has an access, if he has an access, he can make some changes, okay, which will impact so many things.
Right.
So mainly like talking about me, we get the access only once we get certified. The like for an example, until or unless we are not certified consultants, you will not be having any implementer access. So like suppose because I support so many clients, okay, and we do different implementation. So usually what happens is whenever there is a request that is generated for an access as a Workday consultant, so the Workday asks for the certification, okay, the consultant for whom you are asking for the implementer access, whether he is Workday certified or not. If he is not, he is not allowed to have access to the tenant.
Okay.
Okay. Talking about normal employees, okay, who use the system, okay, like for an example, a normal recruiter, he also work on Workday, but he is more of end user. Okay, normally he will be doing the hiring or maybe transfer or different processes that is going on. Okay, that is what mainly he will be using, and he will be having limited access. Like he will be only doing the hiring stuff for which he will be having the access. Okay, he will not be having access to each and everything. So for an example, if he make any changes from that perspective, the system is not going to affect much. For an example, while hiring he did some mistakes, okay, that will affect only for that specific employee, and he can raise a ticket and the Workday consultant can go through it and he can rectify it easily. Okay, the main reason like for each and every thing, like right now the tenant that we are using, okay, I will show you one thing, give me a second. I will tell you whether he is a see how many security group he has. 900. There are so many securities that he has. Okay, to check few more details. When like whatever tenant access that you have, okay, if you go and you check, you will not have so many access. It will be very limited. Like for an example, if you are working in the uh, talent and performance module, you will have access to only that thing. You will not have access to maybe other recruiting module or maybe benefits module or maybe compensation module. You will not have access to that.
Okay.
Okay. Let me
Okay.
show you. His name is Sandeep, correct?
Hmm.
See, he is having access to implementers.
Mm-hmm.
Here, implementers is nothing but the one who does the implementation. Okay.
Okay.
And one more thing, the implementer has also some limited access. There are few things which is restricted. He also can't do everything. Like you can
Okay.
see, there are so many security groups that we have, like HR admin.
Hmm.
HR admin will be the person who will have access almost to everything related to HR. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
security admin. Security admin will have almost every access.
Okay.
Because recently I was just working for one of our client, and uh, they wanted to restrict even the implementer access for specific things. Usually, if you talk about implementer access is given by Workday, and there are already predefined security for implementers.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the other access, like for employee, for worker, or maybe for HR admin, each and everything is configured by the consultant. Okay, if I am the
Okay.
implementer, if I'm implementing a tenant, I will restrict each and every access for all the employees. Like for an example, I will just open any one of the employee, like Logan McNeil is the super user.
Okay.
Okay, in this tenant, she will have access to each and everything. If you want to see what all access he has, you can just go on the actions. You can check all the security group for which he has an access for. Okay, so you can see is the super user, how many security group access he has. Okay, so we saw
Hmm.
the organization goals. Now we will see the employee goals.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like I do not have access. So the stars add goal to employees. So see, as you can see here, I do not have access to create employee goal. Okay, so I have to check why I do not have access. I will go to BP. Let me see. So see, if you see any VP, so like which all security group can access. So from here you can get the details. I have to give security for that one. Let me see if I'm able to find it. Normally, manager can easily create the goals. Okay. Because see, if you talk about employee goal, the organization goal is a bit different when compared to employee goals. Employee goals, as I have shown you before, and the task that you saw, add goals to employee. So from here, you can create the goals. Okay. But let me see if we can get the access for that one. What was the functional area? Performance. Yeah, it's there. Okay, I will check the security for this one. But we have an alternate option from where we can add the goals. Okay, in Workday, we have multiple options. We can do from one way or the other. So if there is any goal that you want to add, okay, so you can create a new goal for the employee, okay, and you can assign to whichever uh, employee you want to, okay.
Almost same steps, right?
Yes. And there are various reports that we can see, like for an example, like what all goals we have that is already there for any specific worker. We can see it from here, okay. So this all things are needed from the end user perspective, okay. If they want to check